Okay, we are live. My name is Eric Padraig, and I am the project designer for Haphazard Projects. This is the finale episode of the prequel to the campaign that I'm going to be starting next weekend. So far, it had been just one Kai Lord going on a mission. We're introducing a new Kai Lord today. And as I said, this is it. This is going to end all things for this scenario, and I hope you've been watching the other ones. I think we're going to all be in for a really good ride here. Uh, Trying to remember the name. Fire Oak is Nathan's character, and when last we saw him, he was canoeing downstream. Um, And Nathan, you've been, going downstream for about 10 or 15 minutes, and I need you to make a perception check.
All right.
Uh,
On for perception.
Difficulty's going to be 6.
All right. Let's make an 8.
Yeah, this is going to be a problem because I can't see your dice.
I see it up there in the top corner, just above his head.
This is just weird. I don't know why we're not I don't know why we can't actually see them. So, what'd you get?
You got an 8.
Yeah.
Let's see here. See if I can fix this. Okay, so you got an 8, which is more than enough. You see probably about 50, 75 meters downstream, you see a ferry, one of the flatboat ferries. It looks like the rope's been cut, and you see somebody in robes trying to fight off some sort of monster that's coming up from the river.
Okay.
You think it's a Kai Lord robe. You just can't tell because it's so dark.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I would. I have no problem with introducing myself. So I would hail him. Fire Oak of the Kai Lords. Do you need assistance?
Please, sir.
So
Yeah, he's trying to fight off like 4 of these things. And you can tell from this distance he's not a fighter. He is a Kai Lord, but he's just not a fighter.
So is he the ferry he's on? How big is it?
Big enough for probably 10 or 12 people, the size of the one that you took.
I'm in a canoe.
Well, no, but didn't you go over a ferry once, or did I just describe it?
Over a ferry? No, we didn't do anything with the ferry.
Okay, but it's basically the same sort of thing.
Okay.
It's basically just a raft, and they had a rope to where you could pull yourself, 10 or 12 people size.
Yeah, I talked to Cordell about that in the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you said the rope's been cut. So is he drifting?
Yeah, he's just drifting.
Okay. So I'm going to paddle hard, and I'm going to try and clip his raft into the shore. So
well, here's just one thing I want to mention. You can swim a lot faster than paddle.
Yeah, but if we got things like this coming out of the water, why would I want to swim?
I'm just mentioning that.
Yeah.
Vehicles and horses slow Kai Lords down.
Okay.
It's more comfortable and whatnot, but
All right. Well, I feel really bad for taking Cordell's canoe then, but it would have been easier for me to swim. But anyway, yeah, I'm I'm still gonna paddle my way up and get close enough to the raft, and then I will make an effort to engage uh, whatever he's engaged with. I don't know. The description's a little vague, so he's got some type of
Um,
creatures fighting him. So
A little vague
so
because it's a little dark.
um, are you gonna like jump from the canoe onto the ferry or?
no, I'm gonna use. You said there was. I could see the rope that
Yeah,
was
it's
originally.
cut. It's floating on the river.
Okay, so it's not attached to the ferry itself.
No.
I
Okay.
am adrift at sea here.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I'm just gonna basically get to the raft and make. The raft should have a pole that originally had the um some
The
way to
oar.
feed the rope through it, right? Because it was a ferry. They or maybe not. Anyway, I'm just gonna get up there, and if I have to, I'll use my axe to create an anchor to the raft, and then I'll climb aboard.
Okay. Hmm. Um. Well, obviously this is a physical check. Do you
Right.
have like athletics or anything? I can't remember.
Nope.
And you don't have hunting.
Nope.
Okay. Well then, only thing you can go off is your combat skill bonus if you have one.
Yep.
Um, Difficulty on this is going to be a 6.
Okay. And nope. Swing and a miss.
Wild.
um, what did you actually get?
You
I
got a
got a
3.
3
Okay.
plus 1, so it
Um,
would have been a 4. But yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah. You swing wide. You miss the ferry. And one of these things in the water kind of snaps up like an alligator, even though it doesn't look like an alligator. It's much more humanoid in appearance.
Uh,
And it literally snaps at your arm, and you're just barely able to pull it back before, they pull it off your shoulder.
okay.
Um, Now that you're this close, basically, um, they basically look like bipedal, humanoid, um, mostly gray to silverish,
Okay.
um, leathery skin, and their hands and their feet are webbed. You've never seen something like this before. You've never heard of anything like this before.
Okay.
So, um,
That's
uh,
that's just bad for them. I mean, you know,
yeah, I'm
I
having a
like a
hard
good
time.
mystery.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
All right. Let me try
Yeah, you
something
broke
real
up
quick.
there for a second.
All right. No worries. 1 second.
I do have one quick question. How are we doing the dice roll on here? Because I don't think I have that ability.
Okay, it's really simple. Go to the left-hand side of the Hangout, and a menu will pop out. And one of the things on the menu says Dice Stream
Okay,
It's a
hold on.
yellow. It's a yellow icon.
with a D6 on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I am not seeing it on here. Then again, I am on my phone.
Let me see.
Hold on just a second. So on the left.
No, that's not how you do it. It would be over here. I have no idea.
I don't have a dice roller.
You got a D10 hanging around there, right?
Well, no, I do not. Eric, I don't have any D10s with me. The only thing I brought was all my D10s are missing. The only thing I've got is D20s. So Eric,
Just
if
roll the
you've got a D,
d20 and we'll just
roll it
go
for
with
me.
every other.
All right, Eric's gonna. All right, cool. Eric's gonna roll for me when I make dice rolls.
I think that's cheating, but okay.
Oh my god, I can't believe I don't have a dice roller in this thing.
All right. So it becomes your turn, Will.
Okay. How
Um,
many are? Am I engaging in one right now, or are the others just holding away till this one gets done with me? How are they lining up?
ba- excuse me. Basically, one went over to the canoe, and the other three are literally there's one on each side trying to climb up and get to you.
Okay.
Um, so it's up to you. I mean, like I said, there's
All right.
one on the canoe. There's three of them trying to get up there on the.
On the raft with me.
Yeah.
All right. The ones that are coming up onto the raft with me, how are they like all the way up on the raft? Or are they like half in, half out of the water?
No, there. It looks like basically, you just see their heads and their arms. They're literally, just trying to pull themselves up, but they're trying to
Okay.
do it all at the same time. They're very tactically minded, apparently.
Sounds like divide and conquer. All right, so the one that's coming up on my left, I'm gonna view as a threat first because me being me, I'm always afraid of what's on my left.
Okay, so that's the one on the western side.
Yeah, it's the western side.
What you gonna do?
All right, is there any like boat oars or anything nearby to me, or is it just me and my daggers?
It's just you and whatever you have on you.
Right now, I've just got two daggers. So I'm going to try to use at least the dagger in my left hand to try to swipe his hands off the raft and keep him from coming up, kind of like try to slice him a pretty good bit. That way he can't pull up the rest of the way.
Okay. Do you have weapon skill? I can't remember.
He does
Let
not.
me double check. No, I do
Okay.
not.
All right. So let's see what happens here. You got a 3. What
Oh.
what is your combat skill?
My combat skill, sir, is a 14. No modifier.
So the combat ratio for this is -5.
Oh, so yeah,
Yeah,
that's a big
yeah, negatives are always bad for you. But we rolled a 3, -5.
still neg 2.
Um, he manages to hook one of his claws on your ankle and rake through your boots, doing 5 points of damage to you.
Oh shit.
And I'm going to say defense doesn't count because it's basically attacking your feet. You manage to stomp on his hand, and he pulls it back and starts shaking, trying to get some life back into it. Now the other two, they're also going to be at -5, or you're going to be at -5,
Yeah, this is gonna suck.
and the one on the south side, oh, he only rolled a 2. So the one on the south side jumps up and just rakes his claws, both of them, right like that over your chest. You manage to try and push him away, and he kind of stumbles a little bit, but you take 6 points of damage,
Yeah.
and your defense counts against this.
So that's only 5 points of damage again.
Okay, all right,
Yeah. So 5 from 31.
yeah,
So
and last but
actually
not
10 from
least,
31.
Oh yeah, that's good.
yeah, he's gotten hit twice. The one from the east jumps up on the flotilla with you, and ooh, crap! He rolls a
Oh,
7. No, this is gonna hurt. No, wait, no, it's not. What am I talking about? This is better in your favor. Um, he tries to come up behind you and rip your head off. Um, and you take 3 points of damage. But you manage to basically come back with a knife like that, and you hit him in the gut. And he takes a couple of steps back. But you managed to maintain hold on your dagger. Um,
So that does that 3 points. So my defense take any way of that, or am I just leaving it with the 3?
no,
Your defense will take one out of it.
yeah.
Okay,
Unless I tell you differently, you always use your defense.
just double checking.
Yeah, no problem. Um,
So
so
that's a total
now,
of 12 points of damage to me. I am really hurting.
no, you're not. You
No,
had
no.
30 something points.
Oh, I got 31. That's right.
Yeah. And Fire Oak, um, the one at the canoe, kind of from underneath, it's kind of shaking the canoe like this,
Right.
and then he gives it a violent shove towards the eastern side of the river and tries to jump up into it.
Okay.
And in the process, he's basically launching himself like a missile at you.
Okay.
So his combat skill is a 19. So where does that leave you with the combat ratio?
I'm at 22.
You're at 22, so you've got a +3.
Right.
If I'm my math sucks. It's 19 minus.
Yeah, it's +3.
Okay, +3. So give me your dice roll.
That's a 5
A 5.
on a +3.
You managed to basically just hold your axe out, and you basically cut him from the shoulder all the way down to his gut, and he lands flat across the canoe,
Uh-huh.
screaming, and one of his claws ends up swiping at your leg for 2 points of damage.
That's a
But
big moolah.
he's laying flat across the canoe, face down.
Okay.
So he's going to have -4 to his combat skill next time around.
All
Because you completely ruined his attack.
right.
So let me see here. We go highest combat skill.
Do me.
Okay, so make your attack.
All right.
Oh wait, no, you already did.
Okay.
Yeah, because you just attacked this one, and Will attacked one.
And they all attack.
They all attacked. So yeah, it's the top of the round again. So Nathan, what's Fire Oak doing?
Um, I'm I'm just I'm gonna beam him with the flat blade of the axe, just right on top of the head, just crack him once over top of the head, and that should end things pretty quickly.
Okay. Well, you're sitting at a +6 right or +7 right now.
Right. So
So this is going to hurt him a lot.
I'm intending for it to. I just don't want to sit there and worry about any taking any particular stance while I swing at him or anything. So anyway,
But you're using the flat of your blade?
Yeah, he's using the flat side.
Why? You do less damage that way.
I'm not worried about doing less damage. I just worried about either way. We can swing the axe and take it out. Even if I miss on a 1, I still do enough damage. He's not going to come back from it. So
I don't know. These guys are pretty tough. Let's see what you get.
all right, yeah, that's 6. Yeah,
A 6
on
and
a
a +7.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to suffer no damage from this, of course, because you would have suffered 1, but he's at huge penalties. He can't attack you. So basically, you bury your axe in his spine, and he, just screaming and whatnot. Your axe is still in his back, and he's trying to roll over so he can stand up and whatnot.
He's trying to roll over with his
But
axe buried in his
yeah,
back.
you're still holding on to the axe as he's trying to roll around,
Mm-hmm.
and he can't roll around because you're sitting there with a grip on your axe, basically anchoring him.
Right.
So next we go to these monsters. Of course, one of them can't act because it's Nathan is screwing him up big time. But the other 3 are still coming after you, Will. Two of them are on the ferry. Um, and the combat ratio is -5, which really sucks.
For me.
How close is the? So they're acting, and then Will's gonna be the last one, right?
Right.
Okay.
That means I'm probably dead come this end of this round.
Oh no, don't worry about that, man. Like I said, Kylords are tough. Um,
Even when they
even
get the butt, butt kicked.
even when you drop to 0 endurance, you can still act. Like I said, you're tough.
Okay.
And wow, you rolled as good as possible. Combat is the only time you want to see a 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other time you see a 0, it's like automatic failure. I mean, it sucks. So -5. Um, the first one coming at you is from the from the south.
All right.
You basically spin around, and in your spin, you basically catch him in the gut and draw it all the way across his stomach.
A complete
And
disavow.
yeah, his insides just start rolling out. So he suffered 9 points of damage, and of course can't do anything to you. He kind of falls down, but he's trying to move a little, hop up a little bit so he can bite at you.
Gotcha.
And the one from the west is jumping up, and somehow he has a spear in his hand.
Somehow.
And basically, so he jumps up enough just so he can jab the spear at you, and then he'll fall back into the water. And let's see what his tactic does here. 4 at a -5. Um, so you managed to swing and cut at his forearm with your dagger, doing minimal damage, but enough to piss somebody off. But the spear gets caught basically right between some ribs, and you suffer 5 points of damage. And gravity just pulls the spear out, and he falls back into the water. And then you've got the last one.
The one
And
who I originally kind of messed up a little bit.
yeah. You spin around, you see him, and let's see how bad this is. You can't do any. Oh God! You do absolutely no damage to him, but he basically grabs you on the shoulders, pulls you in, and literally just starts biting in on your shoulder. And you're taking 6 points of damage from that.
Damn.
Yes.
One hell of a jaw.
They've all gone, so
It's Will's turn then.
Empty Face. I was trying to remember your character's name. Empty Face. Yes.
So I am right now kind of over the edge of the raft in towards the water because he's chewing down on my shoulder, right?
No, he's actually on the raft with you.
Oh, he's on the raft with me. Okay. So he's going to be priority number 1. With my right hand, I'm going to kind of try to come up and catch him in the side of the head with the business end of the dagger.
Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh, it does not go very well for you. It basically just scratches him. But he manages to continue biting on your shoulder, doing a further 6 points of damage.
Okay.
All right, back to the top. Nathan, what is Fire Oak doing?
All right, so the canoe is close enough to the raft.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay. So I am. So see the
Remember,
west. So the west one is going.
Remember,
the
you
one
still
that
have
came
your axe buried in the spine of one of these things.
Oh, I'm about ready to take care of that. Hold on a minute. So the one that came and attacked me was coming from the north side of the raft?
No, from the west side.
Okay, so one of them moved into the west side position then.
Right.
Okay. All right. So I I plant my feet in the bottom of the canoe, take two hands on the axe, and I'm gonna flip toss this creature trying to hit the raft with his body.
You kind of broke in and out there, dude.
Okay. Basically,
Sorry.
I'm just gonna take if the axe is buried in his body, then I can use him as a projectile. I'm gonna try to lift him right straight out of the canoe and onto the raft behind me.
Oh wow. Yeah, you don't have might or brawny or anything like that, do you?
No, but I have hardy.
Yeah, but hardy just makes you tougher. Hardy is tougher. Brawny is the one that allows you to do some extra damage.
All right, well then I'll just break his back then. That's fine. If he's still trying to squirm, let's see what
Yeah,
would be the best way to do that. We'll just roll it.
pull your axe out and hit him in the spine again.
So actually, with the axe buried in his, I just grabbed my spear, which is inside the boat, and go for the finishing kill with the spear.
Okay.
I've got a hand on the axe, and I just pick up the spear and
Go spearfishing.
yeah, it's a
That's
bar
a
with
mighty
hands
big
and
fish
feet.
there.
All right. Okay, so I don't have. I have a +1, so I'm at 17 on my combat skill because I'm changing weapons.
Okay. Now, wait, hold on. Your modifiers for your attributes are never added into combat.
No. I have I have a shield and my axe, and when I'm using them together, I have the +5.
Right.
Okay, so that gives me 21 plus my combat modifier, which gives me 22. I'm not using either the shield or the
Oh, so it drops
axe.
down. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. So I'd have the 17 as a combat skill versus whatever he's flopping around
Um,
and doing.
yeah. So you're at a -2.
Okay. If nothing else, I'll just pin his arm to the boat, make him wail out a little longer.
Well, let's see what you roll.
A 1.
A what? You
A
rolled
1.
what?
Yeah, I
Oh
rolled a
my!
1. Now, wait a minute. They what was their combat skill again?
His combat skill is 19,
Okay, no worries then.
so it was -2, and you rolled a 1.
Yep.
He twists and turns, and the axe pops out of his back.
Okay.
And
Now I'm two weapons
I'm gonna
on.
be nice and say that it lands in the boat with you.
No. I had one hand on the axe and one hand on my spear.
That's right. Well, your axe pops free,
Okay.
and that's what does very little damage to him because
Okay.
he was supposed to suffer 2 points of damage.
Okay.
You, however, he basically comes up and claws at your man bits, and you take 5 points of damage.
I take no points of
Man
damage.
bits.
Okay, so you had armor, that's right, and that would protect you. Okay. Um.
That chainmail loincloth works wonders.
Well, no, the the waistcoats. They cinch off with a belt, but they're lower than the belt
Right.
themselves. So he
Yeah.
probably hit your special chainmail, your Kaganite chainmail, which
Right.
would be more than enough to wield off the attack. And so I have 3 of these things that can attack.
Right.
So the first
You got one that went in the water. What about the one that he gutted?
the one that he gutted is the one I'm going to use right now.
Okay.
He's at a -4, so that brings him to a -1. And he literally, he's holding his gut in with one arm and he's clawing at you with the other. And he does not do very well. basically he overstretches himself, and he kind of starts falling down. More of his guts falling out, and his claw swipe hits you, on left shoulder, going down a bit, but he only manages to do 4 points of damage.
So that's only actually 3 then, because I'm at 1 point defense.
Where are you
Make it
sitting at?
count.
I'm sitting at currently right now, let me double check my math, 5, 10, 15, 20, 27. I'm sitting at 29 points taken right now.
Good God.
Yep. He's
Um,
roughing him up.
the one on the east side of the boat.
The one with the spear from a while ago?
No, that was on the west side. The one that was chewing on your neck.
Oh, okay.
He's going to try and continue to chew on your neck. Uh-oh. And he does pretty well. You managed to bury a dagger in his chest, doing some significant damage to him. But he's still biting at you, and he basically tears out a big chunk of meat, and you take 5 points of damage, or not 5, you take 6 points of damage.
So take
It'll be 5.
Okay, yeah, it will still be 5. Okay. The one that had popped up with the spear, you don't see him pop up again right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the end of theirs. Will, you technically attacked when these things were attacking you. I'm trying to give you a little bit of an advantage in this combat because you're so overwhelmed. Normally, you can only attack once per round. So even when you attack by defending yourself, that's the only thing you can do. Yeah, that's the only thing you can do. So I'm going to go ahead and give you your attack, and then we'll go back to the top and see what happens.
Alright, so the one that has just ripped out the chunk of me is he still chewing on me, or is he just standing in front of me now?
Oh no, he's still chewing on you, dude. He's holding on to both your shoulders.
Alright, and my dagger is still buried in his chest, or did I pull it out?
No, you've got a firm hold on it.
I'm pulling it straight down. I am trying to gut him from shoulder to stomach.
Okay, from stem to stern.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be easier for you to do because you've already got your dagger right there, and you're right there face to face with this fucker. Pardon my language, guys at home. That slipped out. I'm trying to keep it PG-13 as far as the language goes, but combat will still be disgusting. So you were at a -5?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're only going to be at a -3 this time. And let me see here. No, that would be -1. I'm sorry. It's -4 for something like this. So you're only at -1. And yeah, you roll a 1.
Oh.
Bad blast. So basically, you start to drag it down, and he lets go of you and just takes a step back. But in the process of that, he tears out another chunk, and you basically have no meat left on your right shoulder. And he does, what is that? Another 5 points of damage. So 4 points of damage.
Oh, man.
Where are you at?
I'm already like 37.
Oh, so you're under. You're at negatives?
10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. I am 34 points right now.
Okay, so you're how many points over? 3 points?
3 points over.
Okay, hold on just a second. I'm right here at the combat section. I was smart and I actually left a bookmark in here, so I just gotta find it within this chapter. Okay, yeah, when you reach 0. Okay. This rule is called struggle to survive. When your endurance drops to 0, you immediately collapse and have to fight to stay alive. Every time your place comes up in the order of battle, you must spend 1 willpower to stay alive. Only your allies who are not engaged in combat can attempt to help you while the fight still rages. After combat, allies can try a medicine check or a healing check to give you more endurance, but each time they do this, you have to spend another willpower point, and success raises you to 1 endurance. Every time you fail, you have to spend another willpower point. So you're not attacking at this point. You're literally lying down on the boat, struggling to stay alive. So next round, you're going to have to spend a willpower point, and they're going to be at +4 to hit you.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So that was the end of the round. We come up to Fire Oak. Yeah. This Kai Lord literally just fell flat onto the raft. You can tell he's still alive. He's still moving, but you're going to have to get to him quick if you're going to keep him alive.
Right. And I'm as the condition of the one that's in the boat with me, is he at the point where he's bleeding out, or is he just?
He's not bleeding out, but he only has 2 endurance points left. I mean, I'll go ahead and tell you that right now. I mean,
right.
you can boot stomp him, and that will probably kill him.
I cleave him, take it in both hands, and just cleave the crap out of him.
Oh, that's right. You get extra damage when you do that.
Somebody's gonna hurt.
That's only supposed to work when you're fighting multiples that are all around you.
I have one for Hardy. I get a +1 for Hardy.
Oh, okay, that's cool. All right. So
I would love to use the cleaving attribute of this weapon, but
I'll give it to you right now. I will give it to you just because I want to see these things die.
Okay.
They're supposed to be tough. They're not supposed to be killing you.
Right. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm at 22.
You're at 22. What?
2, 4, 5, 6. Yep, I'm at 22. Yep. 22 combat skill.
Yeah, they've got 19, so
we're at +3 then.
Okay. Roll high.
Roll high. Nope, that's a low one again. I'm gonna make him suffer.
What'd you roll?
A 1.
Oh my god.
+6. So whatever that is.
It's more than enough to kill him.
All right.
But he reaches out with a claw and just rakes it all the way down your leg. And modified, you'll take 3 points of damage. So
modified?
Yeah, because Hardy gives you 1 defense. You're not wearing armor where you got hit.
Okay.
So it was 4 points, but you have Hardy, so it's only 3 points now.
Okay. All right. So yeah. All
right, but he's dead. He is so dead. You literally, when you literally cut through him, you hit him pretty much right where you did on his spine again, and your axe goes all the way through him and buries itself in the canoe. So he just literally just kind of falls over both sides of the canoe.
All right, good. I got kind of an anchor then. You're kind of slowing me down, so I can stay with the raft.
Well, no, your canoe is touching the raft.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not going to speed past the raft.
No, there's no way, basically, because you came downstream.
All
right, and basically bumped into the raft like this.
Right.
So the nose of the canoe, remember, is it arcs up. So the canoe actually did this number.
Okay.
So it's not going to be an easy thing to disconnect the two.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about it, separating right now.
Okay.
Okay. So Nathan, I want to give you a bit of help. So spend a willpower point, and I'll give you a hint of something that can really help.
A willpower or Kai's favor?
No, willpower.
All right.
Because this is basically just a mental action you're remembering. These things are in this river. There are other animals that you could be calling up for your defense, namely things like alligators. And you can literally just, pull up, put out a call, and if anything is nearby, just like that fox came up and helped you before,
Right.
and hopefully something with some major teethage will answer.
Oh, I have Aquaman as my best buddy. Thank you.
Well, he's not necessarily Aquaman. He can do this with any animal.
Still, even better.
He,
Yeah.
he can't do it to these things that are attacking you because they have human intelligence.
Right.
He can only do this with animals. So
All right.
I wanted to remind you about that, but it has to be on your action.
No worries.
Okay.
We'll get it.
Okay, so
We've got 2 and a mystery one. We may or may not be there. So.
well, the one that was basically eating his shoulder off jumps back into the water. So there's only the one left.
Okay.
So the one that I just gutted that's flopping around me is the only one left on the boat.
Yeah. And he's going to try one more desperate attempt to hit you.
I'm pretty sure he can make it.
Well, with a 6, and you're at a negative what?
-5, I do believe is what you said.
No, you're going to be -1 because he's severely compromised. So 6, -1. He barely claws at you. I mean, it was a last desperate attempt. You take like 1 point of damage, but in the action itself, it kills him. Literally, trying to attack you kills him. Because he only had like 4 points left, and he just suffered 7 points. So yeah, so that one's dead. But the problem is now you have 3 that have sunk below the waterline, and
wait, 3?
2.
No, you should have 2.
2.
I
My
killed
bad.
the one in the boat, one in the canoe. He's got
Right.
one
I'm
on the
sorry.
raft.
I'm
the
sorry.
one that flipped back
Don't do that
out
to
with
me,
the spear.
Eric.
Yeah, it's okay.
They're multiplying.
Two of them are now below the waterline, and you don't quite know where they are. But everything is very still and quiet. It's like you're waiting for, a shark to breach up or something.
The calm before the storm.
Yeah. So, Will, Empty Face is going to need to spend a willpower point.
Yes, sir. Let me mark that down real quick. All right, I have that marked down.
Okay. And you're pretty much just sitting there, doing the whole, but you roll over, and you see Fire Oak. And what's Fire Oak doing?
All right, so Fire Oak brings up his shield as a means.
Badass shield.
Yeah. Well, it's just a little tiny thing. It's about this big. No,
I wouldn't doubt it.
Anyway, I bring up my shield as a means to, in the event they decide to try to, missile me from the water. I'm gonna
just shield bash him back.
Well, just at least to protect myself one way or the other. So it's kind of like in front of me, and then I'm using my animal kinship to
Okay.
search out
Spend
appropriate assistance.
spend a willpower point and give me an animal kin check.
Okay.
Difficulty is going to be a 6.
Okay. And a 6 it is.
Oh,
Ooh,
awesome.
very nice.
Did you have any bonuses on willpower?
No, I have no bonuses on willpower. It's
Okay, so
just the animal
you just got a
kinship. So.
6. Okay, so everything's sitting there quiet for a few seconds, and sure enough, 2 alligators breach and clamber onto the to the raft, and there's one on the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the Kai Lord who's about dead, and they're facing opposite directions. Um, and they're just kind of swinging their tail back and forth, and the same thing with their head. And these aren't small alligators. I mean, they're bigger than the Kai Lord who's laying down about to die. Um, and pretty much they get up there and they're looking around, and 2 of these things jump out of the water with spears. Um, and the spears, they're planning. It looks plain they're going to come down and hit the other Kai Lord. But one of the alligators turns around, and as they're coming up, he kind of reaches up and it tears off one of their legs. And it just kind of it death rolls and rips the leg off and goes back into the river. And he completely loses his ability to hit anything, so he falls flat onto the raft. The other one, let me see here. The other one sees what's going on before it hits, and he actually tries to hit the alligator. However, the spear does not go through the alligator's natural armor, and the alligator snaps the spear in half.
Ooh.
Just with minimal effort. So these guys are really screwing over these things that are attacking you. Empty face, spend another willpower point.
All right, marked.
All right, and Nathan, what are you doing?
I
By your count, there's only one left,
right,
and it's actually on the raft with them.
I'm like, I send I guess a message of gratitude to the one alligator that's still there, and I'm like, give take your time with that one, all right? And I make an attempt to. I'm actually gonna use a potion of Lamphor, use glass dose on my potion.
Okay, so you hop onto the raft with no difficulty, and the alligator even moves out of your way. And it's still trying to get at these things that attack this Kai Lord.
Right.
So you feed him the potion. Wait, how much of the potion are you giving him? Both doses or just one?
No. I only have one dose left. They used one with the boatman Cordell.
Oh yeah, that's right. So you give him your last dose. Empty face gains 4 points back.
So now I'm up to like 29.
Okay, so good. You've got a couple of points there. You're no longer in danger of dying. You don't have to spend any more willpower. For Fire Oak's selfless act, you're going to gain another point of Kai's favor.
Okay.
So what does that put you up at?
+4.
Yeah. So anytime your maximum is +4 no matter what. The more and Will, the reason this is, the more you act as a Kai Lord and you hold up to the standards of the Kai Lords, Kai basically blesses you, and that's what Kai's favor is. Um, Most Kai Lords never end up calling upon Kai for blessings or whatnot, because they're monks. They're expected to be self-sufficient. But at the same time, Kai has given you this blessing, so if you need it, use it. Um, so that's what that's all about. This Kai Lord just kind of rolls over flat on his back. So what is Empty Face saying, doing, whatever?
I am very dizzy and loopy right now. I'm trying to figure out which one of you is the real one. There's like three floating above me. What is your name, good sir?
I'm Fire Oak. Just take it easy, slow breaths. I look over at the alligator. I'm like,
He's
I got another one in the boat over here.
Yeah, he's the other alligator is literally just nipping at this thing. Um, and right about now, you see he completely spins around, knocks the thing back into the water with his tail, and then he just kind of spins over and lands in the water. And you can imagine, a death roll is about to happen. But there's no other enemies on the raft. After a few moments, the water is completely still.
All
Oh, this is gonna be a bad hangover in the morning.
right. Yeah. So okay, we got the boat and the raft and the canoe. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're still floating down the river regardless. So I'm gonna take the opportunity here to actually do my thing. So I'm gonna use I'll try and clean what I can, and then I'm gonna use my healing and my medicine skills to sit there and.
Okay.
So actually, first things first, do the lay on of hands. So he should get
Okay.
2 back for that, and I'll
Yeah.
be back for the day, and then we'll use the healing and the medicine skills to
Okay.
do some additional.
So, Will, Empty Face gets 2 points of endurance back, and okay, just a second.
No, you're fine.
So
I had to actually role play as a Kai Lord.
yeah, it's like generally between Kai Lords, they would if they're of the same rank, they would like refer to each other as like brother or sister. Those that are higher
Doing
level
it
are
just like I am, or are you higher?
Well, no, you guys are the same rank, so
Yeah.
you would actually call each other by your names, by your given names.
So yeah, but either way, it's a little strange that you're on the water by yourself.
Well,
What am I talking
and
about? I'm on the water by myself as well.
let's go ahead and do the healing check first, and then I'll explain what his character was doing out here by himself.
All right, healing
So,
check
yeah, difficulty is gonna be 6.
6, and I got what the pluses for the healing and
You get a +1 from healing and a plus
+1
one
from
from
medicine.
medicine.
All right, well I got a 4, so that's not quite a 6. So
Yeah,
this is pretty severe stuff.
you really don't have anything to bandage him up with, but you realize that your lay on hands has at least stabilized him, so it's not like he's going to bleed out or anything.
Okay, well I'm still keeping a watch on him regardless, and we'll
Yeah,
we'll run the river here, I guess.
yeah. And basically, Empty Face explains he was one of the Kai Lords that was sent out to the westernmost city or villages and whatnot to protect them from all the mudslides and all of that from the constant rain. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was one of the ones that went out there, but he got separated from the group and ended up, lagging behind a little bit. He found the ferry and he was pulling himself over to the west bank when all these things attacked him.
Okay. All right. Um. Yeah. That's a shame he got separated from the rest of them, but I think we're heading our next landing point's a few kilometers down the road here, or down the river, and then I can get you further taken care of. So
Hopefully there is more injury kits there for me.
So your plan is still to go to Oak Hill?
uh, for right now, yeah,
Because
I don't.
you're going away from the mountains. Because once you get down to the point, you're going to be traveling east to get to Oak Hill,
Right.
and you'll be on the King's Highway then. Um, the one that goes to the capital and it goes to Turan, and then
Mhm.
Anscaven, the three biggest cities in the nation. Um, so
Mhm.
I just wanted to remind you that that's going east when the problems were all west.
Yeah.
I mean, going to Oak Hill is still a viable thing, so you guys can get some supplies because you know what you're dealing with now.
Right.
Um, but I just wanted to remind you, you're technically going away from the problems. So
No, I understand that. But either way, the landing that we're looking for is going to put us on that way anyway. Um. So yeah, because I don't have any real way to steer the raft, and trying to move him into the canoe may be a little more laborious than
Yeah, that might
helpful.
be a good idea right now.
Yeah.
yeah, no, you can move him into the canoe with no problem. And he'll basically have to be propped up on the curve of the front of the boat, and you'll just have to steer it from behind, which is
That's a
easy.
bit.
It's easy. I mean,
Yeah.
your normal training that you don't have anything written down for is still more than enough for that. So
Okay. So yeah, I'll carefully maneuver him in there. I realize that he's pretty roughed up, but I prop
yeah,
him up
but
with his own backpack in the front of the bow of the canoe, and then I climb into the canoe, and I, we push off the raft. I make sure that I've basically gotten all his belongings back to him,
yeah,
and then I I I begin paddling, and we make I I would say some decent headway to the dock we're
well,
looking for.
how much effort are you putting into it? Because that really counts into it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm figuring if it was 10 to 15 kilometers south of where I was originally, and the river flowing downstream, I'm not gonna go exorbitantly hard with it, because I've got a, a wounded brother in the canoe. I don't want to create additional strain for him. So
okay.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the game's designed to accommodate speed per se, in the sense of,
Well, you can push yourself,
yeah, but
and you'll suffer damage, but because you have the hardy trait, you will
mhm,
suffer less damage from exerting yourself than anyone else would.
right,
And
okay,
since you're exerting yourself, you're going to go faster.
right,
Um, so
all right,
instead of it being like 8 to 10 hours, because the river's not moving that fast,
mhm,
um, you could probably cut it down to like 5 or 6. I mean,
All right. So we'd be pulling in at. Okay. So I'm like, empty face. All I need you to do is, when you can, just remain alert, and I put my back into
okay.
paddling
Yeah.
this sucker.
All right. So you're going to suffer 2 points of endurance. Most
Okay.
everybody else would suffer 3. So a little bit of
All
help
right.
there. But after that time, you see the landing. They've got 5 or 6 wharfs, mostly for bigger boats. The river right here is probably 1.5 miles wide.
Okay.
And so you pull it up to one of the wharfs, and the dockmaster walks up, big fat guy, hair's like he has a widow's peak and a bald spot, and he's
So it
just
kind of
looking,
look like my hairline.
and he just kind of looks down at you guys and says, "What happened, my lords?"
Big fish.
It got away.
So the big fish got away this time, huh?
Yeah.
Got away with a piece of me.
Yeah.
Well, let's
I'm
get you out of that little dinghy that you're in, and see if we can get you some help.
Right.
We've actually got a apothecary who just pulled in to resupply, getting some fresh water. So maybe he can
Okay.
help you out here.
All right.
So
So
he gets two of the dock mates to come up and basically pull Empty Face up, make sure he can stand on his own 2 feet, which you can. You're just kind of like holding your left hand up like this, so that you don't move the arm too much, because
Kind of got it propped up on my
because
shoulder.
this is the side that you hurt, so you're like holding it in. Um, but then the dock master just kind of looks and he points and he's like, it's literally just maybe 10 meters away. You'll see the apothecary and you'll see some people loading up fresh water for him. No way to miss it, because he's got like a pink and purple carriage, and his name is all over it. So there's
Okay.
no way you're gonna miss it.
can I leave Empty Face here?
I will
Absolutely, my lord. He can sit right here. And he calls out, and he's like, Ian, over here, get this man some food. And they bring you a meal and a blanket and a canteen of water.
Right.
And
Thank
this
you.
this is the thing. I know, Will, you've never played this before, but people that are loyal or allies to Summerlin will go out of their way to help a Kai Lord, because they know if it was the other way around, the Kai
We would be
Lord,
right there.
the Kai Lord would be doing supernatural things to help them. So they want to make sure that their protectors are taken care of.
Right.
So, I mean, unless you come across people that just hate Kai Lords for some reason, but that's very, very rare. Because there are at any time only 200 to 500 Kai Lords alive and
Wow.
in action. There are usually about 100 in training, but usually only 25 of those 100 will actually pass everything and become a Kai Lord. So it's very hard and very rare. So most people in the country of Summerland are like, yeah, we got to take care of our army, because that's basically what the Kai Lords are. They are an army. So they get you taken care of, no problem. And Fire Oak, you literally just walk a little bit, and you can hear a little bit of laughter and some conversation and whatnot. You come around the corner, huge wagon has 6 wheels on it, and there's a dwarf, because there are dwarves in Magnamoon. And he's wearing an extravagant, like, red and purple robe, and this big Orko-like hat, you know.
Okay.
And he's talking to these guys, and then he turns around. He's like, "Oh, my lord, what can I do for you?" And the others just go back to putting water on the coach and whatnot.
I am I'm in need of either do you have any healing kits on board?
I have healing herbs, and I have some mixtures that can cover wounds and help that heal faster. I have bandages. I have all sorts of things. Um,
Um
of course, unfortunately, I can't just give them to you free because this is how I earn my money. But I will give you a drastic discount.
uh,
Um,
that
just
that's fine.
tell me what you need, and we'll
I'm
work
gonna
something out.
okay. Uh, I need I need at least a pair of bandages, big enough to cover a shoulder. I need uh, if you've got enough for two different doses of the healing herbs.
The lamps for
Yeah, Lansford, that'll work. And I mean,
well,
I explained to him, I'm like, I said, I have another Kylord who's missing his shoulders missing, and I'm trying to repair it as best as I can. So,
well,
what do you have recommended?
I imagine the lamps for plus. I'm assuming you have the training to heal.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I have the
what?
training to heal, just not the supplies.
Well, I can also give you a healing kit, which will have a bunch of supplies in there, and out of game, that will give you a +1
Mm-hmm.
to any type of healing or medicine check that you do.
Okay.
Just like any other toolkit will give you a +1 for whatever.
Okay.
Um, so there's that, and he's like, um, I will give you 4 potions of lamps for the price of 2. The healing kit, he's sitting there doing some math, and he's crawling through and setting stuff aside,
Right.
and
Right. Right.
he comes back and he's like, okay, here are the potions.
Right.
They're normally 4 to 5 gold each.
Right.
I'm only going to charge you 2 for each.
Okay.
So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 gold
Right.
for the potions,
Right.
and
Okay.
each of them will restore 4 points. Potions that are in regular shaped vials, that's what they do all the time. So if I just say a potion of Lampsfur, you're going to get 4 endurance back,
Right.
unless I say otherwise.
Okay.
And he pulls out the healing kit, and I just want to check my prices here. He says normally this would be 12 gold.
Right.
I can give it to you for 7.
Okay. Let's see, 7, 4. So I'll take two of the two of the potions of Lamsper and the healing kit for 11
You're
gold.
you're not taking the other 2 potions of
Oh,
Lampsfur?
I'm sorry, I miscalculated. I thought you said they were originally four apiece.
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. There are
Yeah.
4
Right.
that he's selling to you for 8 gold
Okay. Yeah.
because they're
So I
normally
will.
5 apiece.
Right.
So from 20, he went down to 8.
Okay. And
That's a
yeah. So
drastic. That's a drastic sell for you.
right. And are these the
That's
normal size
amazing.
ones? Are these just
Um,
normal size ones, or are they like the two dose ones that I
no, these are just normal size.
okay.
Like I
Go
said,
for it.
if I just say potion of lamb's fur,
Right.
it's 1 dose and it will give you 4 endurance back.
Okay.
If it's anything else, I'll specifically say.
All right. So yeah, for 11, I hand him the 11 gold. I'm like, I appreciate the aid. Uh, and
Oh,
make,
not at all, my lord, not at
make,
all. And hopefully, Gwendol, the
mm-hmm.
herbalist, will cross your path again, and be able to help you out again, my lord.
Okay. And yeah, may Kai bless your travels.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you. And then he
Um,
turns around and starts yelling at the people that are loading up stuff onto his caravan. He's like, "No, you idiot!" and
okay.
goes back to yelling at them.
Okay.
Um,
So
but yeah, I mean, he seriously like cut you a huge deal, dude.
yeah, that's big. That's big. Anyway, so yeah, I get back to Empty Face, and I track down the dock master, and I'm like, I'm gonna need a. What do you have as far as the rooms that might be available? A place that I
Oh,
might be able to hold up for.
all we have really is a couple of tents.
Okay,
Um, but I'll give you my tent for the night if you need that.
okay,
Um,
that's fine. I'll make use of it, and uh, I mentioned to him. I said I spoke with Cordell, the boatman, upriver.
how's that old bastard doing?
He's
He's
doing much
complete
better.
smile, complete smile. So you know he's got to be friends.
Yeah, he's doing better. I
Better. What happened?
yeah. Well, he was surprised. Uh, Took a spear to his backside. I found him before he died.
Oh my
Um,
lord.
and his did he ever tell you about his recent invention about the his
I
motor?
I haven't talked to him in about a week.
Okay. Well, he
He
was
he
working
said
on
yeah, he said he was working on something special,
yeah.
but
Well,
he said he was going to show it to me when it was done. I
uh,
have no idea what it was.
I tried. I gave him a rough explanation. I'm like, all you need to know is that it was either sunk or stolen. That because the it was cut from the dock when I got there. So
Can you give
he's
me a description of it? And if I see it, I'll make sure to take care of whoever's on it.
all right.
And he
Um,
looks pissed. He looks extremely pissed.
I'm like,
You can tell
yeah.
these guys were really tight.
So anyway, I gave him a description of it, and I'm like, in fact, that dugout right there belongs to Cordell. He was kind enough to let me use it to get downriver. So, um,
That canoe, that can't be his.
oh,
Unless,
I no, he gave me the instructions on how to finish, make it at least serviceable. He wasn't
oh, it,
physically strong enough to actually do it himself, so I took care of it.
okay, so yeah, it doesn't look finished at all. You're lucky you didn't flip over. But then again, you are a Kai Lord, so
Kai watches over many of us, so yeah.
exactly. But yes, please take my tent.
Okay,
Um, and I will stand watch on the docks and let my crew get some rest,
okay,
and then in a few hours I'll wake one of them up and crash in their tent, and they can take over the watch. But please, I do have 4 bedrolls in there because I have a bad back.
right.
So it should be very comfortable for you. There's a lantern in there,
Uh-huh.
and even a couple of books if you get bored.
Oh, I'm
Would you,
glad to see all of you managed to stay well read.
um, Lord Fire Oak, would you like a meal, some water, some wine, anything?
Uh, yeah, a meal and water will be excellent. I need to put some water on. Do you have a kettle or a pot that I can put water on to boil? I'm going to need to take care of
Absolutely,
empty face here.
absolutely. I'll
So,
have we have a couple of fires going to actually cook some food.
okay.
So you're not going to be eating tack. I mean, we've
No.
got potatoes and we've got venison. I mean, um, so absolutely. And they put a huge kettle of river water on one of these campfires. And he says, give it about 10 minutes and it's going to be as clean as it can get.
Okay. That
Um,
works for me. I don't
and
want
you know, Gwendal, also gave you just some big bandages and whatnot, and he just gave them to you.
Okay.
So you can make a sling or just a lot of padding right there or whatever you need it for.
Right. Look at it.
And they're like he gives you like 5 of them, and each one of them is like a meter long.
Look at it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yo, mummy man, what's happening? All right. Sounds good. So I'll set to work on making. Well, empty face should at least have eaten by the time I get back. So
Oh, he's
I'll eat and
probably
then.
he's probably still eating.
Oh, I am just getting done with this delicious meal. Thank you, Doc Master. This was delicious.
Not at all. And my name is Ramsey.
Ramsey, thank you.
You're quite welcome, my lord. And I guess are you waiting for the water, or are you going to go ahead and sit down and eat?
I will go ahead and sit down and eat, and when the water's, it shouldn't take me that long to eat. I'm a
Well,
Kai Lord. I eat fast.
it's a lot of food. It really is. I
I'll
mean,
pace myself, but I want
they
to make sure I get to taking care of empty face here when
yeah
I
they
finish
gave
this.
you enough food for 2 meals.
Well, if there's
Uh,
anything I can hold on to for the next meal, I'm good to go.
well, there's bread and cheese and some fruit that you could hold on to that would service as a meal, but you'd have to eat it as your next meal
Right.
because the meat isn't cured or anything like that.
Right.
It's just smoked over the fire pit on a spit.
No, that's fine.
Um,
We're good with that. We're good with
okay.
that. So we'll go ahead and
You wrap that up and put it in your backpack. So make sure you put that you have another meal in your backpack
right.
on your character sheet. And by the time you're finished eating, one of the dockmen kind of thumps the front of the tent and says, "My lord, the water is boiling.
Excellent. Appreciate it.
Would you like for me to bring it closer to the tent for you?"
Uh, yes, if you would, just be careful not to burn yourself.
Now he comes back and basically you see that he and another dockman had a really sturdy pole that they
Between the
stuck
pot.
through the handle and they're carrying over their shoulder.
Okay.
So that was the easiest way to do it without anybody getting hurt. And they set it down, they leave the pole, and
Okay.
just kind of nod at you, and they go off and go back to work.
Okay. So yeah, I'm beginning preparations to actually clean and further dress his wounds.
Okay. So I need you to make a healing check. Um,
Okay.
and if I remember correctly, you do not have a bonus for your willpower.
No, no bonus.
Okay, so you've just got the +3 for the toolkit, medicine, and healing.
Healing, right?
So difficulty is going to be a 5 because this is kind of your focus area.
I got a 5.
You
2
got a
plus
5.
3.
+3 is an 8.
No.
So,
I got 2 plus the 3.
oh, damn. Well, you still hit it. So,
Yeah.
halfway through it, Empty Face falls asleep. And when you wake up 8 hours later, you'll have another 15 endurance added.
So another 15 added. All right, let me add that.
And after you wake up, Fire Oak,
Right.
if you're down any endurance, you would have healed it
Right.
during the night and while you were asleep. So,
Yeah.
And also,
What about
Eric,
the? Yeah. Go ahead.
that 8 hours of sleep, do I get any of the willpower points I spent back for trying to stay consciousness on the boat?
yeah, because every time you get a full night's sleep, your willpower
Okay.
pops back up.
Just
Okay.
double checking. Thank you.
I think it does. I'll look it up later and just
Okay.
just just run with it right now.
Yes, sir.
So,
Just run with it.
you guys wake up and you look outside. It's still dark. It's still thundering and lightning and raining and just absolutely miserable. Um, and without even needing to make a test, Fire Oak, you're looking around and it looks even darker than it has been for the past couple of days. And you can actually see the cloud movement is going from west to east. You can actually see the movement now.
It's moving
Oh,
that quickly, huh? That's
Yeah.
some pretty quick moving wind.
all right. And yeah, okay. So the other thing, I want to go ahead and for empty face, I'll go ahead and use my uh, laying on of hands for the day,
Okay, so that'll give him another 2 points.
and then I'll have to clean the. So I'll have them boil up some more water. I'll take the pot back and we'll get boiling water and whatnot, and I'll clean his wounds again.
Okay.
Yeah, doing
Um,
that should put me right back up to probably like 6 points above normal.
no, you only get another 3 points back for that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
So that should put me
You
roughly about 26.
because he
so
gives you 2 points from the lay on hands and 1 point just for changing and keeping your wound clean. Um, so
yeah,
that's really the most you can do with healing
right.
by itself. But you got the healer's kit too. Actually, so I'll give you a total of 4. Just because like I said, this is kind of Fire Oak's specialty.
Right.
You know. Um,
Yeah. So I'm going to I turn to empty face and I'm like, you have your own specialties. You go ahead and
Yes,
do
sir.
your thing
Yes,
while
Fire
I'm
Oak. I am
stop.
an
Hey,
infant.
hey, hey! Stop calling him sir. He's the exact same rank as you.
Yeah, sorry, it's a force of habit.
so anyway, I just need to take a break. I need to step away from the computer for just a minute. So that's the only reason why it's like let him do some role playing here. I'll be right back.
Okay, no worries.
So what am I seeing around this tent? I am just gonna peek my head out the opening of the tent. Am I just seeing a town? Am I seeing like a small village?
No, it's literally just a big campsite that
Okay.
these dock workers basically work in shifts, um, and you can see maybe 20 meters upstream. There's some construction going on for a structure, which will probably be like a barracks or something like that for the people that work these docks. Um, but right now they're just living out of tents. Um, and there's a small path between that construction and where the campsite is that has a sign pointing east, and it says Oak Hill.
Okay. Do I still have a big gaping wound in my shoulder, or has he healed it up quite?
No, no. It looks like a chunk was taken out of your shoulder, but it's just a huge nasty scar right now. Um, I mean, you got to keep in mind some of the healing that he did was, psychic, and I mean that really does,
Right.
a lot of good for you. So it's just like as if you got magical healing, but you just didn't get healed enough for your shoulder to be 100%.
Okay.
Basically, if you're doing anything that uses that arm, you're going to be at a -2 penalty.
That's what my next question was about to
But
be.
but prior to all of that, if you didn't have him helping you, you would have been at a -4. So so
Thank you, Fire Oak.
um
It's very doom and gloom outside. Is it actually raining, or is it just really dark and nasty?
oh no, it's been raining nonstop for like a week. And that's why you were sent out originally, because a lot of the border towns and villages are right there along the Derncrag Mountains. And the Kai Masters sent out a bunch of initiates to see about shoring up the villages and making sure that they don't suffer too much damage from all this weather.
Right.
Because, I mean, there's thunder, there's lightning. The rain is just coming down in sheets with really, really thick raindrops. I mean, it literally feels like, a rain of needles. It hurts, it's cold, and it's never cold in Summerland.
I'm trying not
Because
to
the
force.
name translates to the land of summer. It's almost always sunny, no clouds, anything like that. Because
Breeze really nice and sunny.
yeah, well, literally, I mean, it's never above 70. It's never below 60. It's literally the one place on Magnamoon where Kai has said, "This is my land, and my followers will live here, and as long as they stay here, they will be living in peace and comfort."
And so we are until it's getting really dark and cloudy outside.
Well, like I said, you're on the western edge of Summerland, so it's not quite outside of the territory. Um, but I mean, the Derncrag Mountains are literally the western border of Summerland. Um, and that mountain range was where you were supposed to be heading. Um, but apparently Fire Oak had his own ideas about, he's been really settled on going to Oak Hill for some reason. So that might be something you want to talk to him about. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you
I'll let,
just trust. Maybe you just trust him enough. I mean, I don't know how you want to play the character, but
well, in just a minute when he comes back, I was going to ask him what he was doing out there and what all he. Before the game started, at the game, he was just trying to catch me up a little bit, but he kept cutting in and out. So I'm going to try to get him to do it again in just a second.
okay.
But that's one thing I was gonna get my character to kind of start poking it apart. Like, what are you doing out here? What's your mission? What are you
Well, you
doing?
very well could assume that he's out there supposed to be doing the same thing you are.
Okay. Yes.
Um,
About the initiate level, we were both out in the same region. He could have easily been doing the same thing I was doing.
yep. And it's just events might have led him, you know, Kai must have pushed him in the right direction to come and save you. That very well could be your line of thought. Because Kai does things like that. Kai, um, literally, he's one of the hands of fate when it comes to his people. So um, most people don't. Most Kai lords don't go out and like preach the word of Kai. They let their actions, stand for their faith. You
Gotcha.
know, they don't say you are saved in the name of the God of Kai, or the God of the Sun. They just act, and everybody knows that they are monks who follow the sun god. Um, and they're always happy to see Kai Lords unless you just happen to hit, I mean, it can happen where, just for whatever reason, but most of the time, uh, anywhere in Summerland, you're going to be welcomed. And that's just the way it is. So it looks like Nathan's back.
Yep, I'm back.
Okay.
Good deal.
So,
Thank you, Fire Oak, for all the healing you have bestowed upon me. It has been a great pleasure.
So let's try to avoid that in the future.
Will promise I will try.
All right.
So, Fire Oak, which direction are you heading, sir? Maybe I could follow behind and catch up with my party.
I'm actually gonna be heading. What is it? I think west from here. It's gonna take me
no,
down to
it's east. If you're
Oak Hill
still
is east.
if you're still going to Oak Hill, it's east,
Okay.
away from the mountains.
Okay. Well,
The mountains are to your west, are to the west.
I I've got what I need so far from talking with Grendel. So I mean, I'm good. I could actually go back and head out west from the. So did they have docks on both sides of the river then, or did we just
No,
go from?
just the one side. But you do see a small construction site. It looks like they're building um, like barracks or dormitories for the workers here.
Uh,
They're obviously trying to build it up some
okay.
because
Um.
this is literally the point in the river that gets you the closest to Oak Hill. And Oak Hill is actually a city. It's not a town. It's not a
Mhm.
village. It's a walled city.
And and it's part of Summerland, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Because it's only, and I'll look at the map here. It is, where is it? It is, okay, it's probably 2 days walk for a Kai, or 3 days walk for a Kai Lord, northeast of the monastery.
Okay.
And it's probably 3 days southeast from Yersinor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um.
so this is all, in Summerland.
Okay. Uh. Shoot. I'm like, where I need to be is definitely further northwest of where I am.
Yes.
I don't know if you have it's I'm not sure what other needs you might need to have taken care of. I'm about ready to head out. You're welcome to join me. I have no qualms with that.
Well, I believe, Fire Oak, you are going in the same direction I am going. I
Oh,
am going to protect some villages from mudslides and the dangerous rains that we've been getting here lately.
okay. Um, be- Before we get ready to leave, I just check with the local workers and stuff to find out if any of them need any aid of any sort. If I need to, if they need healing or anything of that nature.
No, nothing like that. I mean, these guys are pretty self-sufficient. They get wagons coming in and out for the building materials. Literally, the only thing they need help with is more people to help them build. So,
Okay. I'll pass the word along. Maybe there's some people that might be able to aid you in your construction, and I'll send them this direction. Uh, are we on the King's Highway then?
no,
Okay, so that's further towards Oak Hill.
there's a path like right here in the middle of everything that's got a sign that says Oak Hill and it's pointing east.
Uh-huh.
So the path will literally take you right there,
Okay.
and you should be able to get there in a day, maybe less.
And where we're outside of the mountain, the Durncrag Mountains, then, right?
Oh yeah, you are. Let me see here.
We did 10,
You're
15.
more than 100
Oh,
miles away from the mountains.
okay. Yeah, we got a long.
Keeping in mind you can travel 25 miles or 25 miles in a day.
All right.
So you're only about 3 or 4 days away from where you need to be.
Okay, so I'm not wanting to impose on anybody else. I will. See, what would be the best way to do this? I should have brought that big tent. But anyway, uh, no pack space for it though. So the one thing I wanted to do before I left was actually check on this ice blue chain with the triangle stone. Just out of curiosity, I haven't had a chance to really look at it, so I'm just trying to compare it to things I might have seen or heard in the past.
Okay. Do you have the occult skill?
No,
But you
and
do
that's a
have sixth
willpower.
sense. Do you have sixth sense?
No, that would be my man empty face that has a sixth sense.
That would be me.
Okay. So do you want to get some help from him on this?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, empty face. Pulled this off a mountain kayak. In fact, all the kayaks I killed in this party were wearing these, and I hold him. I hand him this ice blue chain that's got a blue and white triangular stone on it. I'm like, what do you make of this?
Okay,
Oh,
so your sixth sense automatically tells you there's something magical about them. But it's not heavy magic. It's a very slight aura that anyone besides a Kai Lord or a magician would never notice. Um, and I'll need you to make a willpower check to see if you can divine anything else about this.
roll it for me, Eric.
So
Okay.
he's got a +2 modifier for his willpower.
Okay, so he'll get a +1 from having sixth sense.
So you're on a
So
+3.
total +3 here. Yeah, that puts you at a 7. Um, you can't sense what it's exactly or what exactly it matches up with or anything, but you sense that it is definitely a key. Um, but you don't know anything about where it goes or anything like that. But it is definitely a key. And you can sense
Where did
and you
you from again?
They were on the. I killed a group of Gaiac. They there were originally 6 of them. Lost 3 of them over the edge of a cliff, and the other 3. This is all I managed to pull off of them.
This is a
So
key of some sort emitting a very, very, very low magical aura, and I can't
hmm
quite fully place it.
that's
But
fine. Tell you what, you hold on to it. We'll figure this thing out, and
all right,
I,
so
I
I'll just put this in my backpack for a later time till I could probably try it again and try to get a little bit more attuned to it.
yeah, just note it in your special items.
yeah. Don't mark it as backpack item. Mark it as special item.
Okay. Special item. Where is my mouse? Okay. I'm just gonna mark it down as the key.
Okay, so
Or blue triangle or blue stone triangle or something like that.
So I'll do that. Blue stone.
Yeah, that way, we know what you mean by it.
Got it. Done.
Okay. Um.
all right.
So what are you guys doing?
Well, I will most definitely tell the Dockmaster. What was his name? Ramses. Thank you very much for all his help and support, and may the Kai bless you and all your doings here. And hopefully, you get some more help your way soon. And with Fire Oak's permission, I would love to follow him because he's going in the same direction I am.
Yeah, I've got no problem with it. So we'll be
Well,
moving.
sir, Fire Oak, may we depart on our journey then? Do we have everything we need from this nice, lovely village or nice, lovely campsite?
Yeah, we're good. Um, I think
All my
yeah, I think we're good. We should be. I I don't see any need for anything else. The one particular item I was looking to get a hold of at Oak Hill I managed to get from Grindel, so we're in good shape.
All right. Well, then
So
let us depart about our merry way.
yeah, so we actually head in about a
Um.
northwesterly direction then.
Yeah. I can't remember. Do you have tracking?
I
I
do.
do.
Oh, you
Comfortably.
both do.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Um. This is gonna be awesome.
I have
So
tracking and hunting.
Yeah.
cool. You guys walk for about a day and a half. I'm assuming you're heading up to Ursinor.
Yeah, we'll head back the direction of Ursinor.
Yeah. Um, you guys cover enough distance you can almost make out the road between the Kai Monastery and Yersinor. Um, Almost, but you've got if you're walking, you keep walking in the same direction, it's going to be another day and a half. Because it's about 35 or 40 miles northwest of where you are right now.
Um,
Um, but you guys are walking, and you've been stopping and taking rests and all that, so you guys are fine right now as far as that goes. You're fine as far as your meals go.
mhm.
You've probably needed to stop and eat twice, but you don't have to mark off your meals unless you want to, because Will can go hunting. Oh, good
Right.
Lord, Will hunting. Um,
Really? Goodwill
Goodwill
Hunting?
hunting.
Seriously? Here I
Imp,
am trying not to make movie references, especially to like Lieutenant Dan and your rain reference a minute ago. And you're gonna go straight for that. Okay, I love you
hey,
too, Eric.
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. Hey, Will Hunting was a badass, man. Um,
But
so,
I need to.
what was that?
I I have a distinct feeling that I need to return to the monastery. I haven't sent the recent update, nor have I heard anything back from them, so I have no idea if they've gotten the recent details. Um, I
Well,
tell I tell him, I'm like, empty face.
Sir,
I'm bringing
sorry.
I'm bringing a I'm bringing some aid. Don't kill it. I know you like to go hunting, but don't kill it. So I'm gonna use my animal kinship and at least see if I can't bring a either a bird or something nearby that I can send with the recent update.
okay. You send out the call, and 15 minutes go by, and nothing has answered. However, empty face, you start to get a shiver down your spine a little bit, and I need you to make a sixth sense check.
Roll it for me.
Okay, you're only going to have to roll a 5, so you get a +1 to whatever you roll.
Well, also with my willpower being a +2.
Okay, good, because that makes it a 7. Um, it's not a feeling, okay? You know that you are in the presence of evil, and it's very malevolent, and it is heading directly for you. Whatever it is, it knows you're there, and they're
Fire
coming.
Oak,
It's coming for you.
Fire Oak, we are in it deep. We need to get ready. Something bad is heading this way, and I do mean
So
bad.
I'm like,
Can I
judging
sense
from
which
your,
direction it's coming from, Eric?
Due north.
I pull out both daggers. I'm facing due north.
Okay.
I'm like, based on last combat, I'm like, let me handle the front part of it. You figure out some other way to handle business. I'm like,
Okay, but then you better stand where I'm standing because it's coming right here.
Um, After a few minutes, you guys can hear like laughter and growling and a whole bunch of stuff. But both of you have enough training to recognize exactly what it is. It's basically a squad of Gaiacs, and they're riding in on Doom Wolves.
Oh,
Um,
ah,
and
okay.
Doom Wolves are like wargs, except they're
right.
more intelligent. Um, so another minute goes by, and they come bursting out of the undergrowth. And you guys see they're not just Gaiacs; they're mountain Gaiacs.
Mm.
So yeah, and there are 6 of them, and that means 6 Doom Wolves as well. Um, they have a
Fire Oak, if you could summon any alligators, that'd be nice.
um, you're too far away from the water. But combined, they have a combat skill of 25.
Okay, and I'm at 20.
And here I am, the bottom man on the totem pole again.
Oh, you're fine. We'll get it. We'll get it taken care of. Two, four. Yeah, I'm at 22.
Okay, so you're -3.
Right.
So they get to go first.
All right. And I'm
And
like, hide or do something. I just spent the last 3 days healing you.
And I'm not even fully healed yet. I'm only up to like 27 out of 31.
hey, that's not bad. Um, okay, so basically you guys have 6 incoming attacks. Because the Doom Wolves are going to maneuver the Gaiacs, into fighting, but they're not going to fight unless the Gaiac falls off, and
Okay.
that actually will make things even harder. So right now you only have 6 targets. The one in the lead is carrying a wicked, serrated black spear, and he's carrying it like a lance, and he's running straight towards Fire Oak.
Meet
He
my tiny shield.
Tiny shield. Why do you keep saying that? It's a kite shield for crying out loud. It's a very specific type of shield.
Oh, I know. I
Um,
know. I just might make sure that you're fully invested in the storytelling here. So I get you enraged. Make sure these Gaiacs are actually going to do something. Um,
well, this guy gets about 10 meters away, and he throws the spear. A technique that will give him a +2 to the attack.
okay. So that's going to put him at
Ugh.
28 and minus my 22. So
And
that's
boom
it. He's
goes
at
the
plus
dynamite.
6.
Well, it's 27. He only got the bonus to the combat skill.
Oh,
Uh,
wait. So it was either 25 before?
uh,
Okay.
well, no, he's got um, he's basically up at a 27. Dude, don't do that.
Sorry, I was yawning.
Um, it's like you pulled the mic right up to your mouth or something. Um,
No.
so no, that's just the random numbers. So you're sitting at -4, and he rolled a 7.
Mm-hmm.
-4. Um, yeah, this thing just tears through your armor, including the Kaganite chainmail. So you have a nice little rip about yay long where the spear just hits you and just cuts straight across your left side.
Okay.
So your defense is going to be lowered by 1 until you get everything repaired.
Okay.
And you suffer -4 at 7. That's nuts. Yeah, this chart is completely different from the table because according to this, you only take 2 points of damage, and he somehow takes 7.
Yeah, I think there's supposed to be something where it flips.
Um, that is just crazy. Yeah, this thing is completely rigged in favor of the Kai Lords.
Yeah, I think it's
Um,
designed to be quick.
yeah, I mean it's not designed to be quick. It's designed to be in favor of you guys. You have to roll really low with a very negative combat ratio to be in serious trouble,
Like,
Yeah.
like -11 or more. Um, but anyway,
Mm-hmm. Okay,
um,
so he does.
so do you want to use this as your attack and basically say that you threw something at him, or do you
I
want?
was just going to use the shield to pull into the. I mean, if he's throwing, I got my shield. I would try to use the shield to take the brunt of the damage while I step back out of it. So
Well, what did that raise your combat skill to?
what with the shield?
Yeah.
I had the shield already calculated in there. That's
Okay, well, it doesn't really do anything more than that. I mean,
Okay.
you get the +2 combat skill and +1 to your defense. That's it.
It gives me a +3.
Oh,
It's
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 +3. That's right,
yeah,
because it's a very specific and fancy shield.
right. That's we'll have to remind each other here. No, I calculated all that in when you did the combat
Okay,
ratio, so
okay.
it's already been calculated. That's so yeah. Other than that, I guess yeah. Um,
So, do you
uh,
want to wait until they act
I'll
and
yeah.
then
I'll
you?
wait. I'll wait on the action. If if nothing else, the just from it, you know, being thrown and everything, I would figure the momentum was enough that once it passed through me, it just like laid on the ground. It didn't like embed itself in the ground so he could make a maybe grab for it later.
No, it basically when it cut through you, it went maybe another 4 or 5 feet and just landed flat on the ground.
Okay.
Um, so the next two actually are all going to be coming at Fire Oak. And remember, there's six of them.
Right.
So these two are throwing axes at you.
Okay.
And so again, 25. You're at what again? We're at a negative
22.
22. So we're at -3,
Mm-hmm.
and I rolled a 2. Ouch. Um, you're not attacking again, correct?
No.
Okay, so they throw this axe at you, um, and it's spinning horizontally, and it crashes into your right arm and ends up doing 5 points of damage.
Okay. So my armor -1 still soaks at all.
Oh, your defense?
Yeah, my defense. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you're lucked out. It bounces off your armor and pretty much lands at your feet.
And
And
I'm like, hey, Iffy face, you collect these weapons, just get them out of here.
the next one does the exact same thing, throws the axe spinning in your direction, and ow.
Yeah, that one's gonna hurt. Maybe.
Actually, no. It says hero takes no damage on this one.
Hero takes no damage.
Yeah.
Hmm.
At a -3, rolling a 9, the hero takes no damage. The enemy is supposed to take 9,
Yeesh.
but you're not attacking.
Yeah, I'm not attacking, so I would just say that cancels out. There's no.
Yeah, I mean, he
That's
he, he
weird.
just he just misses completely.
Yeah.
And the other three basically cut around and come straight at Empty Face. Um, your combat skill is what?
My combat skill, if I remember correctly, is a 14.
Ow!
Yeah, it's a 14.
Ow! 14 minus 25. That's bad. What is that?
I'm comfortable
-11.
with. That's
-11?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hope I roll high. No, because there is a 20% chance it's an auto kill hit. So the first one rolls, again, throwing at that big nasty spear. Oh my god, no. Um, hold on, there's a rule for this. Because that's an instant kill, dude. That you normally that would out and out kill somebody. So I need. That's not what I need. It's earlier than that. It's earlier than that. Oh, good lord.
rolled a 1, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see here. Um, yeah, if we were playing initiate level, he'd be dead. Um, okay, you can choose to make a heroic death, which will add 5 to your combat skill or willpower. Um, or you can struggle to survive.
I'm gonna go with the heroic death.
What?
The whole struggle to survive thing last combat scene. I think it's time to see what the other side of the scale does.
Dude, no, you would die after that.
I guess I'll struggle to stay alive.
Yeah, because I mean, we're probably going to play for just add another hour. Um, so you basically collapse, and next round you're going to have to start spending willpower.
Yep.
But
Okay.
the Gaiacs know that you're still alive. So the remaining 2 are gonna throw axes at you, but they're at a huge negative because you're on the ground. They're at a -4. So that would put them okay and roll. Yeah. I'm just gonna say they miss on that one. And the other one, come on. It's a 5. Yeah, that one's gonna miss as well. Um, so they act. Now it is Fire Oak's turn.
Okay. And these guys are single targets. They're not coming as a group, right?
No, this is a group.
Oh, this is a group?
They are a well coordinated group. That's why their combat skill is so high.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering why they. Seems a really interesting mechanic then. If you're treating them as a group and they roll individually as a. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay.
Um, basically, for every additional person in a group, and it depends.
Mhm.
They have mob, they have group, and then they have like soldiers.
Right.
But this is just a group. But they get a +2 to their combat skill and endurance for every one over the original. So
Okay.
that puts them at 25 combat skill and 37 endurance.
Okay.
And you might be right about that as far as each of them getting an attack.
Yeah.
Um,
But something to look up or check out. If I had the books handy, I'd probably
no,
figure that out.
hey, no, we're gonna go with the game books
No worries.
because I don't want to look it up right now. I don't want to slow
Oh,
down combat. I want to be able
no, that's
to
fine.
get through. So
Okay.
game books
So,
say that they only get 1 attack per round.
okay. All right.
So you guys actually just got a huge advantage. Um, so they've made their attack.
Okay.
So you're next. Make your attack. Um,
The question I have is in regards to using special items. Does that um, using it during combat? Does it? Does it?
it depends on what it is.
Okay. So I got a potion of Alathir that
Okay.
would bump my combat skill up. I just
Yes,
need
it
to
would.
know if that was
No, you can pop it right now.
okay. All right. So I drop a dose of that, and that'll put
Okay.
my combat skill up to 24.
That'll be a -1.
Okay. Oh, baby, oh, baby. That's a 7 with a -1.
Okay, you swing at one of the passing Gaiacs. He barely catches you with an axe. Your armor soaks it. And basically, your axe rips into him, doing 8 points of damage, and he almost falls off his Doom Wolf.
Don't forget, you need to add 2 because of the cleaving.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, he's down 10. Ouch. All right. Um,
Okay. And I basically am like, all right.
all right,
Who's
so
next?
technically it's Will's turn now because they've already attacked.
I can't do nothing but just lay here and flop like a flounder.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Spend a willpower point.
Are you
Okay.
willing? Oh.
All right. So basically, according to the game books, it's all down on Fire Oak's roll because that on one of your attack rolls, you'll get damage from the group.
Mm-hmm.
So you're at what, -1?
I'm at -4 for
No,
health.
I'm talking about combat ratio for Fire Oak.
Yeah, -1.
Okay. This combat's going to go a lot quicker. I'll look that up at the end. I'll look it up at the end. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure. I
forgot to ask you about that earlier when we were online. I was like, oh,
well,
I hadn't written it down.
that's why I was wanting to do the prequel, so that I can pretty much have everything down correctly, or figure out how I wanted to make some house rules or whatever. But no house rules are really needed.
Right.
So I just need to read over a couple of things during the week, and one of them will be mass combat. So you're at -1.
Right.
And you're using your cleaving, so that gives you an extra 2 points of damage.
Right.
You're using it two-handed. You don't have brawny, but if you use two hands, you'll do an extra point of damage.
Well, if we do it that way, I get a bonus from going hardy.
Hardy doesn't give you a bonus for damage. Hardy gives you a point of defense, a bonus to defense, endurance, and you can push yourself harder and more. You suffer less endurance damage from exhaustion and things like that.
Well, the way that I'm seeing this is that the kite shield would allow me to actually hold the axe two-handed if I decided to go that route. So as opposed to, it would still be on my arm.
Yeah, it would still be on your arm, but you wouldn't actually be using it, so you wouldn't actually have the bonus from the shield.
Right.
If you're using the axe two-handed.
So let's see how that thing is. Yeah, that would change it by 3, and that was a discussion we had last night about it too. Oh crap! Oh, I'm yeah. I made a calculation error in there.
Okay.
I should be at 24 initially, and with the potion of Alistair, it would put me up at 26.
Okay, so you'd be at +1.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see your dice roll.
All right, let's see what we got. +1 and roll. I had a 2.
A 2?
on a +1. That's gonna be fun.
Okay, between the exchange and combat, you're going to end up taking no damage because of your defense score, and they take 5.
+2.
Okay, so yeah.
So 7.
So you've probably killed one of the Gaiacs.
Okay, so now I got a Doom Wolf to worry about.
Yeah, so basically there's the same number of people, but I have to lower the combat skill and that takes him down to
So
20.
so
That takes him down to 23.
the Doom Wolf doesn't count in for that group dynamic then?
Not by itself, no,
Oh, okay.
because this is mob rules.
Okay.
If a couple more Gaiacs get unseated, then yes.
Okay.
But for right now, no. The combat
Okay.
skill drops by 2 because of the mob rules.
All right. So
That much I
I'm at
know.
26, and they're down to
23.
23.
So
Okay.
you're
Plus
now,
3.
yeah, you're now at a +3.
Okay. All right. So what we got there? Whose action is it then?
Well, all Empty Face can do is spend willpower each round, which he would need to do again now.
Yep.
Okay.
And remember, it's one roll takes care of the entire combat round in the game books.
Okay.
So you're basically attacking them, and they're all attacking you at the same time,
Okay.
and they're not doing very well.
Like, all right. So we're up to the next round then. And they're at a
They're at a 23,
and I'm 26. So that's
a
is that a
+3.
+3 on our roll? Okay. All right. Here we go. Yeah, 6. Getting better.
All right, you take no damage. One of the Doom Wolves was nipping at your heels, and you managed to kick it in the nose for 9 points of damage.
Plus 2 more. Yeah.
Oh, 11 points.
Yeah.
At this point, one of the Gaiacs, the biggest mountain Gaiac there, screams out, and since you both speak Gaiac, you know exactly what it says. And it says, "Run for the mountains, retreat!" And they all just turn tail. So you can get an attack on one of them.
Okay, so
They're all on the verge of death. I mean, you've torn these guys apart. Because out of 37 endurance, there's only 9 endurance left. So
right.
like they all have like maybe 1 or 2 endurance left, like each.
Okay, so just a question about the axes they threw. Were they kind of like they spin on the horizontal or the vertical like this?
No, it was just a technique to where they could spin it horizontal.
Okay.
That's all it was, and I mean, you could throw it horizontal if you wanted to. You could throw it upside down. You could throw it overhand, underhand, diagonal, whatever the hell. It's like Willy Wonka. It's like Wonka Vader, you know.
So there's 2 axes at my feet that they threw at me before.
Right.
I bent down and grabbed both of them, and like, double-handed for, we're going for the moon here.
What are you doing? Are you throwing both of them at 2 different targets?
I'll throw them at 2 different targets. Really.
Okay, that's going to lower your combat skill by 4.
It'll put me at 24, and they should be down to 21.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Let's say it should be 20 or 21. They should be down to.
Yeah.
Well, if there's only 1 or 2 points between them, there were 6. So I'm gonna say
you're down 1 Gaiac, you're down 1
21.
Wolf, and that
they're at combat skill 16.
16, and
yes,
I'm at 24.
And you're taking a -4 for throwing the axes at different targets.
Okay, so the -4 is being subtracted from the combat skill. Or is that throwing? That's the ratio.
It's subtracting from your combat skill.
Okay, so that puts me at a 24. So that's a +8.
How does that put you at a +8?
I was at 28. We dropped down by 4. That puts me at 24, right? And they're at 16 on a combat skill?
Well, yeah, first, just take 16 from your combat skill, and what does that give you?
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, I'm at 8.
Okay, and then you have to take... No, wait. Take your combat skill and subtract 4.
Okay, combat skill was 28. We subtract 4, that's 24.
And then 16 minus 24.
is 8.
Oh my God, you're right. Roll it.
I did roll it. It's a 7.
You rolled a 7.
Yeah.
Both of those axes get buried in the spine of the last two Gaiacs. And they fall off the side of their doom wolves, and now you just have 5 doom wolves running for the hills because that was the last command they got. So
Let
you
him
get
go.
you have 6 mountain Gaiacs dead in 3 rounds.
Yeah,
So
I think we
in
need to take a look at that.
yeah,
How
we
they
really
go
do
about.
because you just killed a horde. I mean, not really a horde, but you just killed 6 mountain Gaiacs, which is nothing to sniff at, even one
Mhm.
on one, and you did it all within like 15 seconds.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
reason why I said in the last few, I was like, there's something going on here that I'm not exactly understanding. Something in the
Oh my
mechanics.
God. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna read up on that tonight.
Okay.
Um,
So while Goodwill was hunting, no,
you're gonna do
yeah,
the lay on hands and
yeah,
healing check.
I'll do the I'll first
Okay.
do a check on him. I'll do the medicine check just to see exactly. I missed where he actually got hit, so I have
Right
no
now,
idea.
I am at -5 for endurance.
It's not a, he
But
took a wound somewhere.
how'd you get hit?
I got hit in the arms, in the left arm, by one of those, one of the throwing axes.
Okay, all right,
So his
yeah,
arm was nearly cut off.
Yeah.
man, we ought to call you Scarface. Um,
Call me Scar Chest, okay? Scar Chest. My
Scarface.
face is fine.
But I don't mess with this.
Moneymaker.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, we'll go ahead and do the lay on hands and then go through the
Yeah, lay on hands will at least get him up to a +2.
okay.
All right,
Uh,
and then you can stabilize him and possibly give him a little bit more healing.
right.
So
I need to make a medicine check.
you've got a +3 for your medicine check
That's a 4.
total.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Oh
That's a 4.
yeah, that's not good enough for anything. You had to get a 5. I'm sorry.
No
Uh,
worries. We'll keep on him here.
okay, but he's not in danger of dying right now,
Right.
unless he
So,
gets hit again. Unless he gets hit again.
my suggestion is run. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so I get him propped up under near a tree or a rock or something where he can just let his body relax, and then
Right.
I'm gonna take care of disposing of the Gaiac.
Okay. Are you checking what they were
Yes,
carrying and everything?
yeah. I'll collect what they got, the weapons, the whole 9 yards. Separate
These
that off.
guys were armed to the T. Each one of them was wearing Kaganite chainmail. Each one carried a spear and 2 axes, both of which were Kaganite steel.
Mm.
So they're very lightweight. Um, they were also wearing full helmets.
Hmm.
Um, and let me see here. What else did they have? Between them all, they had 37 Kika.
Okay.
And you're guessing it was the leader, the one that first attacked you. You found a strange map um, on his person.
Okay.
Now you have tracking,
Right.
so give me a tracking check. Investigation doesn't count for this.
Oh, come on. Where's
Um,
my bunny? Okay.
so you just got the +1 from tracking. Difficulty is going to be 5 or higher, or roll a 5 or higher and you succeed.
Yeah, didn't make it. I'm like,
Didn't make it.
no, I'm like, hey, empty face. You want to take a look at this? Take it over to him and let him.
Bring it to this hand that still works.
Take it to empty face and let him fiddle with
Okay.
it while I piece together
Well,
the rest of
same
it.
thing. You've got a +1 to your roll, and you have to get a 5 or higher. Okay.
All right, so that's including my sixth sense and my +2 for my willpower roll.
Your sixth sense doesn't play into this, but if you
Okay.
got +2 willpower, that's a total of
Yes.
3. So,
Roll it up, roll it up.
holy crap, he got a 0. Um. So yeah, he only got a 3. So he's as clueless as you are.
Well, it's
Two,
important for
four.
something.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
I
both.
just count it to fatigue. That's what it is. He's fatigued.
Yeah, you can look at it again after you guys get some sleep and whatnot.
All right.
Um. But but that's about everything.
All right.
But like I said, mountain Gaiacs are the sizes of normal people.
Mhm.
So if you wanted to give Empty Face one of the Kaganite chainmails,
Yeah. Now, is this a waistcoat or is this an actual
no, this is full chain.
full chain?
Yeah,
We get excited.
it's not a +2, it's a +4.
Okay. So
Armor?
yes,
Yeah, it's +4 to your defense.
Okay, so my defense goes from a 1 to a 5?
Yes,
that's correct.
you're wearing your leather jerkin over this chainmail. This chainmail is like mithril. It's very lightweight.
I'm just making.
Um,
I'm absolutely sure that my defense went from a 1 to 5.
yes,
That
it
is
did.
correct.
That is correct.
Um,
Yes,
and what did you call it? It was a chainmail. What? It's
it's
full chain.
Kaganite chainmail. It's just like the stuff that you're wearing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the one I was wearing was a waistcoat. I was trying to figure out. Do you call this a full chain?
No, this is a chain suit.
Okay.
How do you spell
Or
that? Kag?
Kagonite.
Okay, I've got that one.
Kaganite chain suit. And I assume you're taking one of the suits too?
Oh no! I'm gonna just burn the whole thing.
What?
That biscuit. Of course, I'm taking one. What are you talking about?
I'm just making sure, dude. Just making sure.
You know
+2
what?
to defense, yeah.
That's gonna come in very handy.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Fire Oak's defense is now like a 7. Um,
Uh, let's see. Shields a 3. The jerkins a 1. Oh, would I need to take off the waistcoat then? Or can I?
yes,
Okay.
you can't wear 2 Kaganite things at the same time.
All right. All right. Sounds good.
Now, if you have a leather um, or padded
Right.
um, waistcoat, then you can still wear those.
I am at an 8 defense.
You are
The
at
hell
an
out.
8 defense. Oh my god!
So,
Looking,
Yeah, yeah, the pen
look
coaching.
at yeah, looking at the combat results table. Um, they they have to roll a 9 or better in order to do any damage to you, and your combat ratio would have to be at least -6.
yeah,
That is the only way most people are going to be able to do damage to you.
I think we need to
You,
revisit this.
yeah, you, sir, are a tank. That's oh my God, Steel Bear is built for a tank,
Yeah,
and
and
no, he's got like a 5 defense, and yeah, oh my
yeah,
God, dude, that's ridiculous. But
yeah,
that's by the rules too. I know that
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Um,
Right. So here's the setup. Then are the are the axes better than the one I'm currently carrying?
yes,
Okay. Um.
they're very very lightweight.
Mhm.
They don't necessarily give you any bonuses yet,
Okay.
but as soon as you start learning tactics,
Mhm.
which after this scenario you can learn tactics, and they're little special moves that cost willpower points to do,
Right.
but it's stuff like disarming and all
Mhm.
that other kind of fun stuff.
Oh, you mean like what was used on Empty Face? It didn't
Yes.
quite do what it was supposed to.
Yes, exactly.
It did do what it was supposed to. It almost took me out of the game.
Well,
Well,
if he was working on disarming you, I mean, your arm's still attached. It wasn't.
Like a thread, dude.
There's a little tendon right there. Yeah. Okay.
here's the problem. Okay, it's 9:30.
Right.
This was supposed to be the finale, but there's no way in hell we can finish this in 30 minutes. Because it boils down to you guys just went way out of the way of where you were supposed to go and whatnot. It doesn't hurt the timetable of anything as far as the storyline goes.
Right.
It just means that we need to run one more game before next weekend. And that's between you two. I know Will works a lot.
I actually have this Monday off.
Okay. Nathan, what about you?
Yeah. Monday evenings are always tied up. So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
well,
I don't have.
here's the thing, Will. Now that you know how to do this on your phone,
I
you
can do
know,
this at home.
yeah, you can do this from home.
Just send me a link to the chat that you created, and I'll be able to jump right in.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Um, so technically, since this is the third adventure, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are going to be getting some impressive stuff here. No, it's the training book I need.
Can I get like some more combat skill points? Like help?
Yeah, there's actually a very good chance of that happening. I just need the advancement chart, which is
You need the
right.
one that says fleet of foot.
No, he
You,
needs
you,
weapon skill.
you need to run like hell, man.
He needs weapon skill, dude. I don't know what you're saying.
Get get something like archery or something. That way you can go
That's actually what I was
camouflage
hoping.
and
Well,
then
no,
like
he can take weapon skill in bow.
yeah, I know. I'm just saying it's hey, they showed up. I die. Okay.
Page 64. I was in the right book the first time.
I just hope the dice roller works on my phone next to go around.
Hey,
Uh,
if not, one of us can roll for you.
did you
Um,
find the app for it? Check and see if there's an app for it called Dice Stream, and just see if there's an app for your phone.
I will go do that in a little bit.
Cool.
okay, technically, at this point in time, you guys are both rank 6. The title is aspirant, as in you aspire. It's ASPIRANT.
All right, where am I writing that down out on my character sheet?
At the very top, it says Kai Initiate.
Okay.
You're no longer initiate now. You are a aspirant. And 6. So now that you went up in rank, you get to pick a new discipline.
So Kai Lord Aspirin. All right, new discipline. All right.
Yes. And this is going to be very curious. I mean, I know which one Will probably wants.
Not that.
It's not
No, I'm
that
not.
one.
Weapon skill with bow,
Oh,
which means
fight.
which means anytime you take a shot with a bow, you get +2 to your combat skill. So it's not a bad thing.
Well, since I was going to pick up the throwing daggers, the throwing axes that are at my feet, I was actually going to pick up weapons specialist with something along those lines.
Well, let me just go over the disciplines here, okay? You have camouflage, so
Yes,
you have hunting.
I also have tracking.
You have sixth sense. There's healing, and healing basically gives you a regeneration factor like Wolverine. Plus, you can heal other people. There's weapon skill, which is pick one type of weapon and you get a +2 to your combat skill when you're using it. Mind shield protects you from psychic attack. Mind blast gives you a +2 bonus to your combat skill when you use it in combat. There's animal kinship, and then mind over matter. Mind over matter is like minor telekinesis.
I remember you telling Remington about that one.
Yeah.
I
So
am probably gonna, if I'm gonna be a human pincushion like this, I'm either want to lean towards healing or the weapon specialist discipline. I'm leaning towards healing though, because I'm gonna need to heal myself a lot apparently.
Well, the only problem is you can't do it in combat.
yeah, you can't do it in combat.
That makes it a little difficult. So
Yeah,
that
you can meditate for up to an hour, which will give you
I think it's
six endurance back. And for every 2 hours that pass, no matter what you're doing, as long as you're not doing combat, but for every 2 hours that go by, you get 1 point back. And that can be during your sleep or anything,
So during my
as
sleep
long as you're not in combat.
and health back, as long as the willpower thing works in this game as well as I've seen in other games. I actually think I will take the healing because apparently with the tank here, combat isn't going to last very long.
Well,
you
there's
just have
more
to
to
stay
this
out of the
game.
way.
There's more to this game than combat. It's just this prequel is combat heavy, and you will see why once you get to the end. I'm not just throwing bad guys at you trying to kill you. There's a story specific reason.
I think
So
with that being said, then if he can continue to heal me the way he has been doing, I think I will take the weapons.
no, either way, or mind blast, either way.
Yeah,
You get,
because real quick, when it comes to combat and using like camouflage in combat, will I get any extra pluses to anything if I use camouflage, like hide and like try to attack from the shadows kind of deal?
you would get it would count as an ambush or surprise attack, and I would have to look up the specific rules for it.
Okay.
But
Because I will take
Yeah,
I
blast
I
because if I
think
use mind blast from the shadows, oh man.
I
yeah.
I think well you have to use mind blast in coordination with regular attack.
But
So
still, I mean, if you did it from as an ambush, I mean, it's still
well here's what I would do for the ambush. I would use weapon skill bow, so you can stay hidden and basically do a sneak attack. And I think you would have to make a camouflage check for every attack. But as long as you can surprise your target, I believe your target's at -4 combat skill
yeah.
because they have no idea where you are. I think it's a -4. I'm not
And
sure.
But
is
either
But
way,
camouflage
negative I really need right now.
yeah, the camouflage is a willpower, isn't it?
And considering
yes,
I have a willpower
it's
modifier of plus
Yeah,
two.
you're
it's
Oh
part psychic,
snap!
part physical. So I
I
yeah,
mean,
also
you're
forgot I have an endurance modifier of plus two as well. I
yeah.
forgot this entire session.
That's fine. You haven't really gotten to that point.
yeah,
Um,
no, you haven't.
but
Um,
I think you're heading in the right direction. I using using mind blast or picking up a weapon skill bow would be ideal.
Weapon skill
Uh,
bow would be ideal right now. And then for your next one, you pick up Mind Blast, and then oh my god, it's going to get
yeah,
stupid when you make surprise attacks because that would give you a +4, and they would be at a -4. Um,
So I
yeah.
think right now I will take the weapon skill bow.
a very smart move, sir. Very smart move.
Because that's the reason I was talking about the camouflage thing. Because that's what, like, if I take weapon skill bow, or even with a throwing, like a throwing, like turning my daggers into throwing daggers, or picking up those axes.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it's you have to specialize in one type of weapon.
Yeah,
So
but that's
if you if you
that's where
if
I
you
was
special
going with.
yeah if you specialize in axes, then you can't you can't use daggers and get bonuses from them.
Right, but you just
Right.
see where I was going with it. Just for like, okay,
Yeah,
let's, yeah,
yeah. So that's why it's better to take weapon skill bow.
that's what I got
But
written down.
that was the other thing. I didn't want to say. You were telling us that there was an enemy coming, and I was like, I didn't want to lean over and go, "You ought to hide, hide." So
Just go get in the tree and hide.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, as long as there's cover, you can use camouflage to hide, and I'll look up the specific rules to see how bad it screws over the enemy when you're able to surprise them. I know from the game books, if you manage to surprise someone and you make your attack roll and you do damage to them, but they do damage to you too, in a surprise round in the game books, they don't do any damage to you.
Right.
You know, that for that attack, they don't do any damage to you. And that's pretty badass. But I'm gonna have to be reading up on mass combat and camouflage and whatnot. That's no big deal. I just need to know when we can actually finish the
I
finale.
get off every day at 5. And except for usually Tuesdays or Wednesdays, I get off at 6. But I will let you know as soon as I make the next week's schedule what day I get off at 6.
Okay.
Well, we can shoot for getting together at 7. That way you can go home and get some food and whatever. I mean,
yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
I don't mind picking this up any day during the week, except for you. I work tomorrow, or else I would be in Fort Collins, Colorado tomorrow.
yeah.
I work from 11 to from 8 to 3 tomorrow. Then after that, I've got the whole day off.
Yeah, tomorrow I've got another game tomorrow, but like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, any one of those three.
Tuesday I get off at 5. That part I know. I'm not so sure about Wednesday to the following Tuesday, because that's when my
do we want to shoot for Tuesday then?
Tuesday at 6 works for me.
We'll do it at 7. We'll be good.
Yeah, 7 works.
All right. Well, hopefully we can finish that up on Tuesday, and we'll take it from there. So, everybody that's watching, I'm sorry I lied about this being the finale. When we play on Tuesday, it will be the finale part 2. And I want, yeah. I want to thank Nathan and Will for allowing me to run this again. I'm having a blast with it. And I hope you guys, are having fun with it too. But again, my name is Eric Padraig. You can find me on Haphazard Projects. You can also find Haphazard Projects on YouTube, so you can watch all these episodes. Other than that, I just want to say good night and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.